Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, viewers. We're all back again. The favorite channel of AIA. I know you guys love it deeply in your heart. You don't want to say it, but you know what? I can read your hearts and I can see your love. Just wanted to actually announce Miss Hind has hit 200 views on the interview. So she is really popular, less than 4 days, and she's actually got 200 views. So she's actually gone past every person that's been interviewed. Today, we've got a very, very special person that I've known from day one when I walked into AIA. Back in the donkey years when I started. I mean, I'm really old, but not the person I'm interviewing. So please don't get me wrong. She's our lovely primary coordinator. I've actually known her, as I said, from donkey years. So we've got her here today. She's got many other roles as well. Part of the leadership team. We'll just call her for now, and we'll also ask her, I mean, what her role is as well. I mean, in great detail. It's none other than Miss Senior SHEHATA, and there's a reason why I call her that. Probably down the interview, I'll explain you that. We've got a photo there as well. Very, very interesting photo. I don't know the obsession of the Arabs with the camels. I must say that. I'll pass it on to her, and I'll let her speak for herself. Good afternoon. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Ustaz Farhan. Assalamualaikum. So you would like me, I'll start first. Thank you. Thank you for the interview. I have been watching every single episode. So yeah, I agree. Hind's one was actually quite good as well. Everybody's was wonderful. As you can tell, I'm a bit nervous because I don't really like speaking about myself. So I'll speak about the photo first. So this photo was taken when I was 4 years old. Obviously, I'm on a camel, and those two other gentlemen there on the camel are my two eldest brothers. So I come from a family of 5. These are my 2 elders. So there's Hadi and there's Hisham. So between the 3 of us, there's a year between us all. And this was taken when I was 4 years old in a wonderful year that my parents decided that they were going to pack everything up. They sold everything in Australia and decided that they wanted to live in Egypt and bring us up there. So we lived in Egypt for a good year. And obviously we came back. But while we were there for that year, we went to all the wonderful tourist places, and I actually still remember this day. So I remember the pyramids, I remember the sand, I remember how dusty and how crowded everything was. And I just love this photo because my brothers are in it, and it was the first time ever I've been on a camel. So
well, it's very, very interesting. I must say, you've got a very interesting hairstyle there. Do you want to tell us? I mean, I'm hoping that's from Tony and Guys.
No, my hair was pulled back in a wonderful ponytail. That's all wonderful Egyptian hair is.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll look into the positives. Yeah, tell us about yourself. I mean, tell us what you do. You've been in the school for many years since the school opened the doors. That's what the rumors say.
Yes, I'm old. I'm actually older than the furniture. So my history with the school dates back to Stratfield. So I started in Stratfield, goodness gracious me, very long time ago. So when AIA actually became AIA in Stratfield. So I started back then. And in 2012, so it was at the end of 2012, the opportunity came up and they asked for volunteers to transfer over to Kellyville, because Kellyville started in 2013. And I put my hand up and I was chosen. So I was one of the original team of 5 teachers. We were 5 teachers in that year. Miss Selson was also one of the original 5. So there was 5 of us, and we started the school from scratch in 2013. So yep.
Fantastic 5.
Yeah, you can call us a fantastic 5. I like that one. I'm sure Selson would as well. She'll love that too.
Who are the other 3?
We were older than the teacher.
I'm actually curious to know who are the other 3.
There was Miss Patmore. She was our kindergarten teacher.
I know her. Yes, I know her. The music teacher as well.
That's right. Oh, well, she wasn't music back then. there was myself. I taught year 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I had a multi-age class. We had in the first year, in the beginning of the year, there was a teacher called Miss Rabia. And then halfway through the first year, Miss Tam came in.
So Miss Tam's actually one of those fantastic fives as well.
She is. So she started in the second half of the year. And what else was Mr. Nassim. And that's all of us, I think. Is that 5?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, that was it. And then the only 2 that have made it so far, they've reached the 9-year mark, has been myself and Miss Selson.
Both S's.
Both S's, yeah, the 2 S's. In that time as well, here's a bit of trivia for you. Miss Selson was also the art teacher, creative arts teacher.
Oh, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised with the creativity.
Oh, yeah, there are no surprises.
With the creativity she brings on the table, I probably wouldn't be surprised at all.
No surprises. She was really good at it as well. So,
well, tell us about your role. I mean, I know you got so many hats on. I recently saw your title. You're also pastoral care person now, so that's a very interesting title there in your role.
Yeah, look, through my time in Kellyville, at the Kellyville campus, I've had different leadership roles. So as the school grows, our leadership roles change and to adapt to what we need. Previously was the head of teaching and learning with PYP coordinator. Everyone loves PYP. So, and this year I'm a primary coordinator. So what I basically do is looking at student wellbeing and management. And so we're looking at the award systems, how does it better support our students as well? And really looking at the emotional, mental well-being of our students. So working with Iman very closely. She's like my partner in crime this year. Working with Osna as well, working with Rabab. So just finding, so with wellbeing, as I found out this year, because I've been doing a lot of professional development as well, it's not just about, the counsellor, or it's just not about the school chaplain. There's a lot more to it. So even our curriculum is about wellbeing and how we promote that. So it's about having that growth mindset, and how is growth mindset communicated through all the different aspects throughout the school. And it's a new role, so I'm learning and I'm trying as best I can to promote a positive growth mindset throughout our school in the primary sector. But I'm sure it will overflow into high school eventually. No, but you guys already have it in high school. I'm sure they do.
Oh, look, it's I know you bring so much on the table, and you know what really got me when you said you're working very closely with the Imam, and I just for an instance I thought that's the job of every Muslim to do, to work very closely with Imam.
Alhamdulillah, yes, it is very much.
So, all right, look, tell us about what's something that you always wanted to learn. Don't tell me you wanted to ride a camel, because you've already done that. So
something I've always wanted to learn. Something I've always wanted to learn. I would say tajweed, so Arabic tajweed. So I can speak Arabic, but with an English accent, with an Australian accent. So I like to call it Arabish. So a bit of Arabic with a bit of English. My parents, obviously, their first language is Arabic, but with an Egyptian accent. So I am able to read Arabic. I'm able to write Arabic very slowly, but I can write. I can speak Arabic/Arabish, but I can't read Quran with tajweed. And that's a whole different ballgame. I did attempt it a few years ago, but while I was working full-time, and I thought I could do a side course, and it's not a side course. It is something that you need to sit down and really focus for. So that's something that I would like to learn.
Well, that's an art in itself. I mean, it's not very easy.
Absolutely.
Even the Arabs, tajweed is a really completely different thing. Even if you do come from an Arabic background, it doesn't mean that you're going to be knowing that art. It's something that you have to teach yourself.
That's right. And it's very nasally, I realized as well. So,
yeah, the sounds and everything. Yeah, you could say. Yeah, you could say. All
Yeah.
right. So, is there anything else you wanted to add to that list, or it's just that something really you wanted to do? And hopefully, I mean, we're in lockdown, but having said that, teacher's life is never in lockdown. We'll probably work more in lockdown. And having said that, you probably can, there's so many places, particularly even on the web now, there are so many things that you can actually explore.
There are, but it's not. See, I'm the type of person, I learn better face to face. So I would need maybe a one-on-one tutor, someone that I could sit there and actually say, okay, did I say it correctly? Did I not say it correctly? So I can't really do those online courses. I
Just
can, but I don't think it would be beneficial for me.
Just on that note, the person who sits right behind you in the office, she's actually remarkable in Tajweed. So
I know.
probably you can just turn around every time and tell her to teach you a word or two.
Look, I know exactly who you're speaking about, but she's also very, very busy. MashaAllah. Honestly, my hat goes off to Sosan. She's always on the go. She's always studying something or doing something. So to get her attention for a couple of minutes, that would be a quest in itself. But no, definitely, I know Sosan is amazing in that. She is quite inspirational there.
Yeah, look, she did mention as well in the interview and my own personal contact with her. I know she's very good at that art, so I'll utilize it. Yeah, there's always some conversation that we can have. So
Yeah,
hopefully, this is the 2-minute conversation every day for you.
could be. Well, once we go back to face, I haven't seen her for months.
Well, I haven't seen her as well. There's so many people I haven't seen, but me and you, we keep on bumping on each other because we happen to be there in the school on a Friday.
I know Friday's a blessed day. We're both there.
All right, what's something that you really know well? Well, I know you know so many things well, so probably you can tell us something. And you know what? I actually want to know answer other than education. I
Okay.
want to know about you. What do you know well?
You already know I have a problem with this question. So, because the more that you know something, the more you realize you don't know it well.
Well, that's
So,
right, but there's always something, the people come to you. We're humans. Our family members call us up, or like me, they call me up and they say, "Can you tell us if that's halal or haram?" So, so,
so
but
you're the halal police, are you?
yeah, so it could be sometimes you just play with the people's naivety. So you just say, yeah, that is not allowed at all, and that's what I do to my children.
All right. Well, so what am I? What was the question again? What am I good at?
Yeah, you're
What
good.
do I know really well?
Yeah, you know really well, or you're good at.
Okay, and not education.
Not education, because we know, look, if you're a coordinator, then you know education well. Seriously, people want to know. These interviews are light interviews. They want to know about your personal life as well. I mean, they see you in the school every time. They come to you for PYP. They come to you for curriculum. We know that you know that really well, but we want to know what food you can make, what games you can play, so we can include you in those things as well.
I know how to sew really well, as in sew clothes.
Oh, so you're a fashion designer.
No. Originally, so in my teen years, and that was actually what I wanted to be, a fashion designer. And in my teen years, I would design clothes and sew them. So I actually learned how to sew in high school. And so I took design and tech and turned into a really big passion. I used to actually design a few dresses for Metafats when she was younger. She was sort of my little model. So I used to design and sew dresses for her. And she used to wear them everywhere. She used to have the very first dress I designed for her was this, it had puffy sleeves and it was floral. So, and it had a little bow tie at the back. And she used to wear it everywhere. And she wore it for years because of when I got the measurements wrong. So I made it a bit big. And, but she just wore it for years. And it was she says it was her favorite dress. If you ever interview her, you can ask her that question. But yeah, I used to, and then as I, graduated out of high school, the passion still grew. So, and then the character parade. I used to actually design character parade costumes for both Yasmin and Karim. And Yasmin even won a couple of character parade competitions when she was in kindergarten in year 1. So, and then, yeah, lately I have not been sewing, I have to be honest, because I've just been bombarded with real life things like work and everything else that comes with life. But something I'm really good at is designing and, well, for myself, I think I'm good at designing clothes and sewing. So,
But you got a machine at home?
yes, I do.
If you do, yeah, definitely you can start working on it.
I do. I have my own. Now I just use it just, for alterations, putting up a hem or something. But in the good old days when I had a lot of time on my hands and life was a lot less intense, yeah, I actually used to make dresses and tops, and I used to sew for fun. I would actually do all-nighters. So with Yasmin and Karim's costumes, Karim was Prince Charming one year. So I spent the entire night just before the actual character parade sewing his costume. Yasmin was Smarty Pants clown one year and made it from scratch. And it was actually, I would say it's something where it's something that I do just for fun. I don't really sell my clothes or anything, sell the clothes I make, but yeah, there you go. That's something I'm good at.
Oh, that's so good. I mean, see, there you go. You always have something. And, we just have to look inside. I mean, the humility is very good, but sometimes we've got to tell what we're really good at.
Oh, alhamdulillah.
So what are people usually surprised to hear about you? I think the sewing parts were really surprising.
Oh, was it? Oh, there you go. I 2 in 1 answer.
But is there anything else? I mean, what people are really surprised to hear about you?
I'm pretty much an open book. So people, who you see is what you get, really. So, okay. On the weekend, somebody had told me they were surprised at my age. There's that one, which
we don't want to disclose.
Yeah, we don't. No lady discloses her age.
Yeah, definitely. Never ask a lady about her age and a man about his pay. So.
Oh, really? I've not heard that one.
And a man about his pay. So, because when you're going to get married, and when they ask, the men really get upset. You think, I'm not going to be able to look after your daughter. Is that why you're asking how much I earn?
Well, isn't that the checklist that everyone's given?
I just made up the pay part, but.
So yeah,
in my culture, I mean, everyone's looking for that pay scale, that pay packet. Every time you go, I remember when we went to overseas, so they would ask, "How much do you earn?" Everyone wants to know that, like for some reason.
Look, I agree with you. I think that's every culture. They want to make sure that their daughters are being taken care of, that this person is responsible, because apparently that's, you pay the higher pay packet, the more responsible you are.
I'm talking about the ones that I was not even asking for their daughters.
Oh, okay. I thought there was a reason.
No, these are the cousins from back home country, and they're asking about these questions, and I'm
okay.
I remember my father-in-law didn't even ask me that, do you have a job or not? So.
Alhamdulillah, that's a good sign, though. That means you have a very humble father-in-law.
Yeah, he didn't even ask how much I made. So, because the biggest plan was I was actually moving over here.
Oh, okay.
And so he knew that if I'm going to be moving over here, I'm not going to be having a job. So that was already in the back of his mind.
So he thought he goes, I don't even need to question that. That's all.
But I'm talking about random cousins who are asking how much I made, as if, it's just crazy. But yeah, well, coming back to the question, we just deviated. So what are people usually surprised to find out about you? I think the sewing part's really surprising. I'm telling you that.
And there you go. Well, sewing, well, see, I don't really talk about my sewing skills. So yeah, well, there you go. It's 2 things, my age, sewing. I I don't know what else.
Although you and yeah, the other interesting, surprising fact, definitely you got really grown-up children.
Oh
Two
yeah,
of them,
yes. I have 2 adult children. There you go.
and they've completed school. Like people probably hearing probably don't know they were actually studying in this school, and
Mm,
they finished school from this school. That was, if I'm not wrong, the first one is 2017, the first batch, and the
mhm.
second one's 2019, which was the third batch.
No, it would be 2018 the first batch and 2019 the
Oh
second.
yeah, that's right, 18.
Right, because they have a year between them. So
18.
yeah,
True.
Yasmin, yeah,
I
that's
remember
true.
Kareem's
That
why
is
because
some people.
Kareem's more close to me. That class was the whole entire class was very close to me, so that's why I remember 2019.
I know everything else is a blur for you.
Oh yeah, because that class was they had some interesting characters in there. I'll tell you what.
They had very strong personalities. I'll give you that.
I
They
still
were they were not crowd pleasers, but they were very. They knew what they wanted. They were very goal orientated, honestly. Whereas the first class, 2018, they were amazing. Look, both were amazing, but 2018, they were just because they were the first group to go through. Each and every one of them, their personalities shone through, and they were not a big group as well. The first cohort, and just even watching them as adults now, because Yasmin still keeps in touch with them, but seeing them grow up into young adults is so strange for me. So look, yeah. So what people might find surprising is that I have 2 adult children. One that's 21 and who's Yasmin, and Karim is 20, and yeah, it is. People do find that surprising. I like to think that they're my little brother and sister.
oh they do
They're
look
actually my brother and sister. There you go.
they do look in that way. I mean, if they were to stand next to you, that probably people would get confused.
Oh, look, alhamdulillah. Who knows what life deals to people, but alhamdulillah, I've been blessed with quite a lot in my life, alhamdulillah, I have to say. And one of the main blessings in my life are my children. So whether it be Yasmin, Kareem, or Abdurrahman, they've all got, they're just a great blessing, alhamdulillah.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely tell you on that because I've got 4 of my own, and they are blessing most of the day, but they are blessing, I would say.
Yeah, you need to keep that at the back of your mind when they sort of know how to trigger you. At the back of your mind, you think they're a blessing. I'm grateful, alhamdulillah, and then you need to walk away.
Yeah, when you wake up in the morning and your daughter says, "Can you give me milk?" and I was trying to get it myself, but I wasn't able to, and then you go downstairs and you find the whole bottles tipped over and you're walking on the tiles with wet milk on it, so that's when you realize how much of a blessing they are. So I'll just leave it there. This happened this morning. And so I told her that, you know what, the bottle's heavier than you. Please let me know next time. I will help you. And it is actually will be much more quicker than what I'm doing right now. I'm going to clean this up and I'm going to give you milk. That's going to take much longer. So, in this difficult time that we are,
Yeah,
everyone's looking for advice. I mean, we as Muslim may not like to think that way because we think everything is a blessing. But
that's
again,
right.
we're humans, and we do get faced by time and situation. So, what would you like to say the entire AIA family who'll be listening to you later on?
So my advice is to be grateful and find a blessing in every day. I'm not going to say the Islamic perspective because that's your job, Ustaz Farhan. But actually find something to be grateful for every day. There is this silver lining. It's going to sound very cliche, but there's always a silver lining to everything. And even during COVID, there is a silver lining. So even the fact that we're able to connect and communicate with each other through the internet, I mean, that's something for us to be grateful for. There are other countries or there are children in Australia themselves who don't even have this luxury. So things that we can take for granted that are actually a blessing for us. So my advice would be find the blessing, find something to be thankful for, and stay connected with everyone.
No, that's such great advice, and especially when you said silver lining, that reminded me of my teacher. Like he would use that. That was his punchline, silver lining.
Told you it was cliche. Told you. But it's true though. There is a silver lining in everything. You might think that something's horrible or the world's crashing down, and it's horrible being stuck at home. It can be, but the thing is, if you come in with your mindset and you sort of flip and say, okay, well, what's really good out of this? And I mean, personally, I know that I've been able to connect with family members a lot more through this situation, and that's my silver lining for this. I mean, obviously, I can't go out for my wonderful breakfasts and brunches that I usually do on the weekends, but I'm still able to connect with everyone in different form. And like I said, it's cliche, but silver lining. It's saving grace for everyone.
Oh, look, thanks a lot for such a great advice. It was an honor to have you on today, but it's not over yet. The fun part's about to come, and hopefully you can get this one right. You don't have to stress too much. We've interviewed three coordinators before you: the deputy principal, the PYP coordinator, the high school coordinator. They all got it wrong. So only the ones who actually got it right were not really coordinators. So you don't have to worry. Even if you get it wrong, there's no pressure on you. So you've got three leaders who've actually got it wrong, but the principal got it right because she actually told me that your job's on the line, so I had to just switch the last minute quiz and make sure that she gets it right. Only kidding there, but she got it right. I mean, Miss Mona just used their intellect, all those years of experience. So hopefully, no pressure. There we go. I'll share the tab with you. I'll tell you what, this is one of the easiest ones. But if I was on the other side, I may not get it myself. So, I do think it's one of the easiest ones. I'm going to actually put the volume up so you don't have any excuses in the end. You know how people say, oh, I couldn't hear it. So I'm actually going to do all that, and I'll get rolling. So listen to it, and I'll give you 10 seconds to answer the question.
Michael left his work and walked into the dark parking lot in the basement to get his car. When he approached his vehicle, he saw a 4-pin lock on his door. He kept looking at it when his boss showed up. He told Michael, "I want to see if you're smart enough to get a promotion. You only get one try. If you figure the code, tomorrow you'll move to the executive's office." His boss gave Michael a piece of paper that read, which was the latest passing year that was the same upside down. Michael started thinking of all the years that passed, and the next day he got the promotion. You have 8 seconds. Think fast.
I'll give you another 5 seconds.
What's the answer? You promised the answer before.
Well, it's very simple. Which was the latest passing year that was the same upside down?
Which was the same latest year. Okay, I'm just going to go with 2021.
2021. Okay, let's see.
I don't know.
It's 1961.
I knew there was
Susie,
a 1 in it. See? There was a 1. I was close.
Yeah, you were close. You were close enough.
So what was it? 1961.
Yeah, so 1961, if you turn it around, it actually is 1961.
I would never have gotten that, but thank you, Ustaz Farhan, for that riddle.
Well, every day we learn something, so you learn something. So probably that's a cue for your classroom.
Yep. Look, I might actually present it to them this afternoon during check-in point. How does that sound?
That sounds really good. Look, it was a pleasure to have you on, and I'm sure you have a task ahead of you to actually beat everyone to get that award that I'm setting up for the one who gets the most views. You've got a big mammoth task. You've got 200 views to surpass, and that will be a mammoth task. But knowing that your links in Egypt and in Australia, I do think you'll be able to tip and become the winner. So hopefully I'll got my whole well wishes with you. Hopefully you do well, and it was really a blessing to have you today.
Thank you so much, Ms. Farhan. Honestly, it was such an honor. Thank you so much for choosing me for this week.
All right, look after yourself. Assalamu alaikum.
Okay, alaikum salam.
Let's start. Let's begin. Let's come out.
Oh wait, hang on. Before we begin, what's my quiz like riddle thing so like I can know the answer? What's the answer? Tell me the answer first. Tell me the answer so I don't look stupid.
Oh, it's easy. Don't worry.
All right. As long as if it's not easy, you're in for it.
It's not that hard. Trust me.